come out from the past, living in the future I created. Now, own an air minute, I'm in it a G. My NFT drop, you with that energy, stop. At all costs, I will protect funeral line the effect from the blast that I emit. I don't miss. I'm unfolding, rise up, king. I'd rather build or destroy.
Welcome to the Joe Pavich Podcast. You can find me on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartMedia. You can also check out my website, thejoepavichpodcast.com. Today is an exciting day. This is actually the first live podcast. And today I want to introduce my guest, Ryan Vesce. Ryan's the guy. He's the guy behind all of this. So I'm so excited to have you here, Ryan. What's happening?
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Man, you know, I've sponsored this event for how many years now? Like 4 or 5?
Yep.
Usually I'm standing out here passing out business cards, getting people to sign into my website for free merch.
Yeah.
Now look at me,
Yeah,
right?
This is great.
The podcast. Much rather do this and sit here and talk to people than that, right?
Yeah.
Ryan, tell me a little bit about the event and how we got to where we are today.
Yeah, we're sitting here in Hertz Arena. We're at the Matterhorn Fit All-Ivy Showcase. We bring in 216 of the top Division I prospects from all over the world to really provide an exceptional experience through exposure, information, and education on how to get to the next level. We partner with 16 universities to be on the benches for these teams to recruit them and guide them. 6 of which are the Ivy League schools, and really the whole focus is all centered around teaching the kids to use hockey as a vehicle to get into the best school possible.
Nice.
So,
man, that's great. You know, it kind of brings me back to my days in baseball. Never played hockey. I got more friends in hockey, you being one of them, but it's not my game. But when I played baseball, I remember going to some of these events, and there'd be a tryout, right?
Yeah.
And you go on the field, and there's, 1,000 kids trying out.
Yeah.
And the first thing they'd make us do is race. The 60-yard dash. Big guy, speed wasn't really my thing.
Yeah.
But to see an event like this structured, I don't know that there is another one like this. Is there? I feel like it's such a rare thing that you're doing.
Yeah, there's other hockey events, but I think where we shine the most is, one, the whole experience. My wife, Kate, organizes this, so it's not organized by a hockey player, and I think that's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
And she does it's over the top. We partner with the Hyatt, some other great sponsors like Ferrari of Naples
Nice.
and BioSteel, and Hyper Ice. So we've had a lot of great, festivities, throughout the event, including a 450-person welcome reception, open bar for the parents, past hors d'oeuvres, live music. So we kick it off with that, but we really center it around the information and really helping guide these kids on the process, the recruiting process, where to go next in terms of what teams to kind of play on, what leagues to go to next as they're going through and navigating the different challenges of trying to make it to the Division I level. So.
Sure. It takes an army, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And what's cool about any sport is that if you're a college athlete, right, you're looking at the pros, and the pros are looking at, the next level, right, of getting out of retirement, what to do next. But everybody kind of looks up to someone, right? The young kids playing travel hockey are looking up to the kids in high school. So no matter where you're at, whatever level you're at, you're trying to get to your best self, right? And so what's it like setting up for an event like this? I mean, this has got to be a lot of pressure and timing.
I mean, it takes a long time. My wife's working on this pretty much from, August on. The Matterhorn Fit events team is, starting with the registration, starting with, the communication with all the parents. And, we have over 2,000 players on the wait list for our 2 events. So we get flooded with a lot of emails, and our team does a great job of making sure that everyone's answered, and we're making sure we're clear on the communication and the timing of when registration opens.
Nice.
And things like that. On the prep of just making sure everything's organized, stuff's ordered. I mean, it's a lot, but I think when you see the parents have this type of experience and you see kids that commit, out of the event over the last 5 years, we have had over 100 commits come out of this event. So it's paying off and makes it all worthwhile. And
Sure.
we love doing it. I mean, for us to be able to give back to the game and just be a part of, hockey, which was a huge part of my life, since I was 4 years old. It just keeps me in the game, and it's really fun to be able to do.
That's awesome. It's hard enough to book a foursome, let alone plan an event like this. I mean,
At West Bay.
Yeah, exactly. But I love the style of your brand. It's really, you really got it together through social media, through your brand of Matterhorn Fit.
Yeah.
Your different locations that you've now gone into, and the videos and the social media. And I got to tell you, man, I respect what you do, Ryan. It looks great.
I appreciate it. There's a lot of people. We have a great team, and as it takes a great team, and we have that, and we've been able to execute on a lot of different things, from the growth of our franchise system to opening up more Matterhorn Fits, around Florida, and we're just going to be starting to branch out of Florida pretty soon, to the events and everything in between. So it's been pretty good.
That's great. I know the franchise, right? So tell me a little bit about the franchise and the idea and kind of where that's going.
Yeah, so Matterhorn Fit is an advanced rehabilitation performance center. And so what we are different is we're fully integrated, and we do things from a neurological level. So we look specifically at how the brain communicates with the body. So those parts of the body can absorb the force of movement. And so our rehab process is much different than traditional PT. And then once we, clear those neurological patterns and alleviate pain, for us, average is 2 weeks in doing so in the rehab space. And then we build a personalized movement plan to prevent that from coming back. And that movement plan is based on all the information and data we capture on the rehab. So it's a closed loop, full circle of information, and it continues through personal training. And so for us, we had some great success with our rehab process, and we're producing the best results in the industry in terms of how quickly we're getting people out of pain. And so we knew we had an opportunity to empower other franchise partners to provide that same service to their community. And so we decided to franchise. We spent 2 years building out all our systems and making sure everything was in line and tight, and we had the brand standards that could be maintained across different locations. And now we're starting to go. So right now we have 4 locations, and we got some more in the pipeline that we hopefully will be announcing soon. And we're just going to keep at it and keep trying to spread the good word and bring our process to help as many people as possible.
Yeah, well, you've helped me. So I've known you for 15 years, probably, Ryan. And I remember 10 years ago or so, when you were just kind of getting out of hockey. How long have you been retired now?
Almost 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I remember talking with you about how you guys find the root of the problem and what you were talking about doing. And I didn't understand it. I thought I did, right? And I didn't really come and see you for a couple of years because I didn't really, working out the gym. Working out the gym. We chalk the weights up. We listen to Metallica, and that's the way it goes. But I remember a couple of years ago when I had some pain. And I got a chance to come in and actually see you. And I felt bad because you're one of my close friends, and I didn't come in to see your business because just life gets away, right? But I remember the first issue was I had neck pain, and you really helped me. So I noticed that you have young athletes in there. You have, middle-aged, people, 50, like me, 50, like me. And then you get older people in there as well that have issues with their feet or back or whatever it is. But you really helped me.
I mean, we have a wide variety. We're from, 11 years old all the way to 93. Our model is scalable across different ages and populations. We do draw and attract a lot of athletes. We have over 100 professional athletes, 12 Olympians. But the majority of our clients are people between the ages of 50 and 70 years old who want to play golf, play pickleball, play tennis, maintain an active lifestyle, but are starting to have musculoskeletal pain and are looking for a solution. And so this is where we end up, thriving and, fixing their pain very quickly.
You have a great system.
And then building that personalized movement plan to prevent it from coming back. So
you might need to find a way to set up a tent at pickleball fields and be ready at all times because courts. Pickleball is a pretty dangerous sport, apparently, right? More injuries than pickleball.
Well, we sponsor the Pro Pickleball League, so we're at those events, and we deal with a lot of the pro pickleball players in the area and stuff like that. So, and that's a great game. I mean, we play it. Our staff plays it, and it's a game that's growing. And what I thought was for more older people, and then you start playing and you end up liking it. It's a great game.
It really is fun.
So we enjoy it, and that whole pickleball community is definitely not going anywhere. I think it's here to stay, and people are enjoying that game.
That's
so
right. I remember I had an issue with my back second time around, right? You got me good. I didn't come back for a little bit. I was good. And then I remember my back, right? And I said, man, my back is killing me. And I'm thinking I need surgery. Italian, we go right to the problem.
Cut me open.
Worst
I'm
thing
dead.
possible.
Done.
Yeah. There's 97 steps between then and now. But I'm thinking, I'm not going to wait 20 years. So anyway, it came and you said to me, Joe, it's not your back.
Yeah.
It's my hip.
Yeah.
And I thought, no way.
Yeah.
And you fixed me.
Yeah.
So finding the root of the problem is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah. So our staff, through our methodology, we find that root cause. It's 99.9% of the time, never where the symptoms are presenting themselves. We find where the breakdown is in the system. We treat that first, make sure the foundation is clean, and then we build upon that. But yeah, I mean, your story, I think, is a lot, like many people who come in, like a lot of stories. I think it's awesome for you to get out of pain quickly, but for us on this side, we're seeing those results, consistently.
Sure.
So it's awesome. It's gratifying that line of work. And I'm not the therapist, but I'm one of the co-founders of the business, and I help manage the business. But our therapy team, and they just do a phenomenal job. I mean, just the people themselves really care, and it's a great atmosphere to be in.
Well, you have all the right people.
Yeah.
If you don't know the answer, you get the right. Like in real estate, people ask me a question, I go, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know somebody that knows.
Yeah.
And you got people there with you that are better than that than you are.
Exactly.
So Ryan, tell me about your hockey career.
Yeah. So I grew up in Long Island, went to Cornell, played 4 years at Cornell University under Mike Schaefer, who's a legendary head coach. Was the captain there my senior year. We went to the Frozen Four my junior year. We were ranked -- 1 in the country, so we had a pretty good teams every time I was there. After that, I went on to play 14 years professional hockey across United States, Sweden, Switzerland, Finland, Croatia, Russia, and Belarus. Traveled around with my family, and was fortunate enough to play a little bit in the NHL with the San Jose Sharks. So that was a lifelong goal and dream of mine to do. It was amazing that I was able to do that, and even scored my first goal in Long Island, where I'm from, in front of 60 of my friends and family. So just the journey of just being a hockey player, and overcoming a lot of obstacles, and learning how to apply yourself from a mental standpoint and physical standpoint. Just great lessons all around, and a time that I really wouldn't have done it any other way. I think I was living the dream I always had as a young kid, and I was fortunate to play as long as I did. And now we take those lessons and that culture that we had in the game, and they apply to Matterhorn Fit and what we're doing here. So
life, right? Sports and life.
Yep.
Now, one thing you didn't mention, you're a humble guy, right? So I know you wouldn't mention this, but you were one of the captains. You were the captain, at Cornell, right?
Yeah.
I always look at the leadership of a captain, right? When you're a captain, does it ever affect your playability at all? Because it's in your mind, you have to be a leader, and when you're down, you're the leader, right? You got to bring everybody up.
Yeah, I think for me it didn't. I think I always thought just lead by example, right? You have to be yourself. You have to be genuine. You're chosen to be a captain of any team, or to wear the C because of the way you carry yourself over a period of time. And for me, I just tried to always do. Make sure I was playing my style of game, leading the way by example, putting in the work, which I always did. And that was how I tried to lead. Obviously, when you have a big play or a big moment, I was always someone that believed that I could be the one to, be a difference maker and get it done. And that was regardless of whether I was wearing the C or not wearing the C,
sure.
So I think the best leaders that I've been around and that I've learned from are guys that just really led by example, and those are the guys people want to follow because they can trust them, and they know they do the work and they can really trust them. So.
When you're a captain, do you have to ask advice from other, prior captains to say, hey, what do you do in this situation? Right?
Yeah, well, I think we usually have like a leadership group. And there's usually you get 6 of the guys who are more the leaders on the team, and you really, the captain is one person, but it's really a group of people that really, extend themselves to help support the coach and relay that message and help get the team moving in the right direction, and hold guys accountable and make sure everyone's doing the right thing. So, we lean on each other, really.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So tell me about some of the struggles, the challenges that you might face today, kind of getting to where you want to get to in business.
Yeah, in business, right now we're trying to scale. So, like I said, we have 4 locations. We're really trying to ramp it up and scale locations. So for us right now, the primary focus is finding the best possible candidates to do so and really represent our brand.
Yeah.
And people we trust and we know will do the right things and then be successful in whatever area they open, whatever region they open a Matterhorn Fit in. So, in terms of a challenge, it's really just going through that process and really identifying and trusting and knowing that you are selecting someone that you believe can do a great job. In Fort Myers, we have Spence Van Team. He got off to a great start. He worked for us beforehand. He's done an incredible job there, getting that place off the ground, and they're on a tremendous track. In Fort Lauderdale, we have Stephen Camphor, who played in the NHL for 14 years, and his wife Tara, who is a Division I rower and exercise science degree from Miami. So you have people there that, they get it, they get the culture. I feel comfortable, with having them open those facilities. So I think as we go forward, the biggest challenge is really just trying to identify and find those right people and feel comfortable with them. We believe we have the systems in place to make it work with the right people. So
When you scale, it's always a struggle, right? Because you could probably have 3, 4, 5 times as many, right?
Yeah.
But not have the right people.
Yeah.
Not have the right locations.
Yep.
So it is so important. It's like for me, if growing my business is always tough in real estate because when you have too many people, like I have 4 assistants right now, real estate market's a little bit slower.
Yeah.
I could do like everybody else, get rid of a couple and I'd be okay, right? But I know things are going to be picking up. So you want to have that help.
Right.
So you need to have more staff in down times because when it gets, so it's just like the constant struggles, right?
Yeah.
Overseas, when you were playing hockey, you had kids overseas.
Yes.
What is that like?
So I have, as you know, two daughters and a son. My oldest daughter lived in 7 countries. And so she was, traveling around everywhere with us: Russia, Belarus, Croatia. So she lived everywhere.
Yeah.
She's pretty cultured because of that. Just with different foods and her personality, just with being able to be in uncomfortable situations and going to new schools. Like she was doing that every year of her life. As I was playing.
Yeah.
So my middle daughter was born in Helsinki, Finland, so she was born overseas. And Charlie, my son, he lived a little bit in Belarus and Switzerland, but for the most part, he was, a Florida kid.
Yeah.
So it's funny, you see the different, in those guys, just the different the ability to like international foods and different things. My 2 daughters, they eat everything. My son is more of like the American, kids meal like menu.
Chicken nuggets,
guy,
fries.
And it kills us. We're like trying to get his palate, back like our other 2. But we're working on. We've been giving him some good Italian food, so he's been getting getting the bug a little bit.
All 3 of my kids are like Charlie. I mean, if it's not cheeseburger and fries, hot dog, maybe.
Yeah.
But they're definitely picky eaters
But,
for sure. So what was it like? Was it surreal to have everybody in one home in the U.S. actually working and not traveling?
It was great. It's great to have. When I retired, we lived in Florida in the off season, so I never actually I was a reverse snowbird. We never were down here during the winter months. So to have that winter months, the first year, Kate and I were like, wow, this is why everyone lives in Florida. It was beautiful, and we've really grown a love for this area and Estero, and just we don't see ourselves moving anytime soon. It's hard. Every time you land at RSW, it's like that. You get that feeling of just wow, it's amazing here. You're back.
Home.
So
I'm home. See the palm trees swaying in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So Ryan, tell me about your morning routine.
I work out every morning. So I get up, work out, do some thoughts. I have some things written on my mirror just about our goals of the company, goals of the family, like kind of what I'm looking to do. And then quickly get Charlie dressed, ready, off to school, get him, going, and, head in for work. So pretty standard morning, but definitely the fitness part is a big part. Yes, we run a, fitness brand, but during the day, it's very hard to work out. Our employees, we don't work out when other people are in there. So it's really either before or after work. So I try to get mine done early, get it done, and then feel good, give myself that little boost of energy as we go through the day. So
yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I'm 50, so But as you get older, you know, you need more sleep, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like I go to bed at 11, I get in the gym at 5, right? I'm kind of tired still.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm sacrificing my sleep and my well-being because I need to get it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's no way I can work out later in the day.
Nah, yeah.
Once you get ready and you're out, there's just no way.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
How about work-life mix with kids and business and?
Yeah, it's great. Kate and I think we do a really good job of balancing. You know, she runs Matterhorn Fit events. I run, you know, with Sean and Kenny, our other 2 partners, we run Matterhorn Fit. So I think, you know, we do a good job of balancing, you know, both of those. Our outside of work balance is pretty much all kids.
Yeah.
You know, not much social life right now. We're running around crazy. I mean, all 3 of them are playing. You know, my older daughter plays travel soccer. Malin, our middle daughter, is a figure skater, and Charlie's playing travel hockey. So we're you know, getting pulled in all directions every single day. You know, the schedule is pretty you know, intense, but as they say, it goes fast and you'll miss it when it's gone. So
Totally.
you know, we enjoy sports, a big part of our life. We enjoy watching our kids. You know
What's so weird is that we're so busy, right? Running here or there. Jakey, I'm gonna miss Joey's game because Jake's got a game, but if their game gets done early, I could maybe make it to Joey's game.
Right.
Jen's got to pick up Jules in the other direction.
Yeah.
But you know, life is just so crazy. And I remember about 2 weeks ago, no one was home.
Yeah.
It was just me for like
Yeah.
the night, right? Me and Joey. And I was like, man, this is kind of boring.
Yeah.
So I think in life, if you could just embrace the fact that you're going to be busy for the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah, you're going to miss it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Because at one time, we're going to miss it.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
We're
Agree.
just sitting alone
Totally agree.
watching, you know, I don't know.
Netflix
The
series.
Honeymooners.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about at night, Ryan? Can you turn the switch off at night?
Yeah, I've been pretty good about that. I mean, you know, usually after work, when we're running to some sports, I'm usually still working. So like at you know, 8 o'clock, it's usually time to just like, you know, chill and shut it down. Cause I'm pretty much going from like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. So, yeah, I've been able to do that. A lot of the playoff hockey has helped with that. Turn on some playoff hockey, just watch a game, and you know, let everything kind of chill from the day, and
Totally.
yeah, reset for tomorrow. So
Yeah, it's all about, you know, at night, just putting your phone away for a second
Yeah.
and just sitting back.
yeah, I agree.
And it's hard to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I put my phone across the house, like in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So like when it goes off in the morning, I have to get up.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I could easily hit snooze
Yeah,
10
yeah,
times.
yeah.
But I can't reach it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Apple phones make it a little bit easier now because you could snooze it on your phone.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good. So Ryan, give me some words from the wise for the younger hockey players that want to take it to the next level.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to focus on development. You can't worry about, you know, everyone's development journey is different. And I think that if you really are good at getting better and focus on, you know, the developmental aspect and not worrying about when my time will come, when I'll commit, or when I'll get drafted to whatever league, you know, that is, it's really about just having a developmental focus and trying to just get better every day and let the cards fall, you know, where they may, and keeping a great attitude with that, right, and staying positive and working hard at it. I think those are the keys.
Yeah, that's great advice for the younger kids. Because when you're a parent, you look back at your sports career and you realize, I wish I could have told my younger self what to look forward to, right? Because when you're younger, you want to get there so quick. But then when you're older, you go, man, if you would have just enjoyed the ride.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
I think so.
it's the way it goes.
Yeah, totally.
But I also feel like if you're an athlete in life and sports, there's a translation there.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of some of the college kids don't realize that yet until they get out of college, and then all of a sudden reality sets in.
Yeah.
Mindset, being on the ice, being able to handle objectives, being able to, when you fail, what to do.
Yep.
So that's the way it goes, man.
Yeah,
But
totally agree.
I really appreciate having you on here, Ryan.
Awesome having you on.
You're
Awesome
a good
having
buddy.
on, buddy. Great-
I love what
great
you're
seeing
doing,
you.
man. I love what you're doing. You got a great system over here, great people. And you know, the final thoughts for today sitting down with you is I'm just really, truly amazed with what you've done. You built a brand. You've stuck to your roots. You know, you're growing, but you're scaling as you're growing, which I love that about you. And man,
Thank you, man.
It's just a
Thank
pleasure to be here.
You as well. It's great seeing all this stuff, and the new podcast is fun to watch. So
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Thank you. I'm
Appreciate it.
glad to be a part of it, man. Put me down for next year.
He's in.
Let's go.
He's in.
Thanks again,
Thanks, buddy.
man.
All right.
Ryan, do me a favor. Tell the audience where they can find out more information about Matterhorn and the Ivy Showcase.
Yeah, you go to matterhornfit.com or matterhornfitevents.com. Those are the two sites we have. Obviously, the events is for the event business, and the facility business is Matterhorn Fit. So, yeah, you can find them there.
It's great. Well, it's been a wrap, guys. It's been fun sitting down with Ryan Vesce today. This show is sponsored by Giovanni Matita, mortgage broker. And you can find this on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Joe Pavich Podcast.com, pretty much anywhere where you find shows. But you should look into Matterhorn Fit. I got to tell you, I've used them myself. They've helped me out. You got a great system, a great guy. Thanks again.
I'm unfolding. Rise up, king. I'd rather build or destroy.